So recently, we've spent some time deep diving into the Solana ecosystem in particular. We've been talking to developers. We've also been checking the metrics, things like TVL, data, total value locked, and we've tracked where the money is moving as a result. What we found was pretty intriguing. Going by the numbers, and as per our research, there are 4 Solana projects right now that are very much flying under the radar. Nothing is guaranteed, of course, but if these were to deliver on what they're trying to build, they could redefine Solana's next wave of growth. Crypto is not about being lucky. It is about being early and doing the research at those early stages. And we have done the research on these 4 projects. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. TGIF, happy Friday, and all the best of luck if you choose to invest, okay? SOL Ecosystem or otherwise, I wish you well. But just remember, I am not a financial or investment advisor, nor is this video official financial or investment advice. All right, so let's kick off here at number 1 with what is probably the most familiar name on this list, one that you perhaps were expecting. We're going to be looking at Jupiter and the JUP token. Jupiter, of course, represents the leading DEX aggregator on Solana, and it also has the highest TVL across all Solana protocols. It is also turning into a pretty comprehensive DeFi platform, to its credit. Furthermore, it routes trades across different Solana DEXs, and that way it's able to find the best prices. Plus, it also offers a bunch of different features, things like limit orders, dollar cost averaging, DCA, also perpetual futures, prediction markets, and a launchpad for new tokens. Jupiter even claims to control up to 95% of DEX aggregator volume on Solana. That's a huge figure. But for instance, all swaps you make in the Phantom wallet go through Jupiter. So perhaps that's actually pretty accurate after all. Jupiter has also moved from being purely a swap routing layer into a lending money market. With the already mentioned features, this is very likely going to increase product depth and monetization angles. It just gives them a lot more material to work with. For example, the public beta here, Jupiter Lend, launched with 40 plus vaults and over $500 million of TVL within the first day, within 24 hours. These are the kinds of expansions that help strengthen the ecosystem. Any ecosystem would benefit, right? In this case, they give the project and its JUP token a lot more relevance beyond just pure trading. Jupiter's also been pretty good at just announcing and implementing some pretty meaningful technical upgrades. Meaningful ones in the sense that, for example, this month, they just launched the Ultra V3 trading engine. So that means it's faster, it gives better MEV protection, and the team also introduced reduced staking lockups from 30 to just 7 days. Then at the same time, I mean, that's already significant, but they also restructured the governance. And then another big news item this month is the introduction of the JUP USD stablecoin. This is in partnership with another favorite of ours, Athena Labs, and it is designed to deepen composability and liquidity within its ecosystem. Now, unfortunately, one thing that sticks out kind of like a sore thumb is the fact that the price of JUP keeps lagging behind. Currently, it is at 37 cents, so it's up on the week here. We're looking at the last 7 days. That's nice, but you kind of feel it ought to be higher. We're at a 1.18, so just below $1.2 billion market cap. Tokenomics are not phenomenal. Only 31% of the token supply is in circulation, so that's one of the stats that could be better. But it just looks to me like this is a good entry for everything that this is doing for, really the leadership position it has in this space. And I feel like JUP is undervalued here. Quick shout out to Surge here. This is our risk-free prediction game that's available on Telegram. And in this game, you just swipe left or right. You can kind of think Hamster Combat or even Tinder. You're swiping to guess whether a crypto asset pumps or dumps. And in the process, you earn rewards. And actually, hopefully, you can pick up some market skills as well while you're at it in the form of technical analysis. They've also kicked off a weekly giveaway. It's a contest that is super simple. Every week, there's a coin of the week. This week's coin is JUP. And all you have to do is swipe to find it in the Surge app. Then once you see it, screenshot it and then drop it under their tweet. One random reply wins $50 in USDT. It is super easy, but in order to win and have a chance at winning, of course, you have to at least participate. So check out Surge, have some fun swiping, and maybe snag some cool prizes along the way. Check out the links, the URLs in the description of this video below to participate. At number 2 here, in the SOL ecosystem, we are revisiting Pudgy Penguins, which is a project in which we have an NFT collection that got kind of out of control in a good way. It's got a strong brand and consumer crossover in terms of real world merchandise. And just to clarify, at least in my opinion, this means that Pudgy Penguins is not just a niche NFT collection. It's got, kind of holistically more to offer. For example, like I said, physical merchandise, and you can buy these really in stores anywhere from Walmart to online shops like Amazon. There's global awareness as a result. There's the Pudgy party game and pretty massive branding muscle. Whether or not you're a fan of this kind of stuff, you have to acknowledge it. And that brand IP expansion means that it's got more levers than just being a token, right? Its PENGU token, PENGU, also has more utility beyond just being a collectible. You can dive into DeFi with it if you want. Not that that's what everybody does, but the possibility is there. The team also launched a branded liquid staking token, PENGU SOL. That is PENGUSOL, meaning that you can take SOL, you can earn yield, and you can still maintain liquidity. Again, whether or not you are a fan, this does build real utility beyond at least just pure hype. The Penguin team also has its own validator via a partnership with Sol Strategies. And there's the already mentioned liquid staking token, which shows that the team has embedded itself pretty deeply into Solana's ecosystem. It is not just riding the wave. The Penguins have 5 million social media followers across all the different media platforms. We're looking here at Instagram, where they're just below 2 million. And if you combine it all, it translates into over 250 billion views. And it seems to me like that's where the bulk of that branding muscle comes from. Now, the current price of PENGU is only 2 cents, which is about 70 or so % away from its all-time high. That was 7 cents. We've got a market cap here of $1.3 billion and a pretty high circulating supply. Look, maybe this is your jam. Maybe it's not. It's not mine personally, but we have to be agnostic here. We have to be unemotional. There are some ingredients in place here for some potentially significant price growth. Okay, at number 3 here, let's consider Kamino Finance and the KMNO token. This is a DeFi protocol. It automates strategies for liquidity provision, but also lending and, of course, borrowing. One of the features here that is particularly impressive is kind of how it simplifies what would otherwise be complex DeFi activities. So it offers one-click set and forget vaults. And these automatically manage and rebalance concentrated liquidity positions on Solana dexes. This means you can earn yield from your assets in a simplified way. There is no more need to manually manage what sometimes can be complex positions. The idea here is that Kamino offers an all-in-one approach, meaning that you don't have to stitch together separate protocols to access yield, leverage, liquidity. By making these advanced tools more accessible, it very much lowers the barrier to entry for more users out there. Plus, it offers looping strategies. With looping, you deposit an asset, you borrow another asset against it, and you convert the borrowed asset back to the original. You repeat this process to increase leverage and amplify returns. It does also increase your risks. That's fair, so just be aware of that. But it's a tool that people use, and it's available here. And of course, speaking of risk, they offer leverage trading. Again, be careful with this one. Plus staking and governance. Here now is a bit of a surprising observation. When doing this research, we found that Kamino Finance is actually second in terms of TVL on the Solana chain. This metric, TVL, a strong one at least, always indicates user trust, liquidity depth, and product market fit. However, despite that second place position and relative strength in TVL, KMNO, the token, is an absolute gem with a minuscule market cap. We are talking about 6 cents with a market cap of just $187 million. 30% of its tokens are in circulation. So once again, that's not very good. But nonetheless, it's got great growth potential here. A smaller market cap and an all-time high of almost 24 cents. That represents about a 4 or 5x from where we are here. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight video is sponsored by Bitget. Because if you ever wanted an all-in-one platform for crypto, or even stocks, by the way, you've got to check out Bitget. Honestly, this exchange is changing the game, but it's much more than just an exchange. It's got spot trading, futures, margin, and even copy trading. Plus, it also supports a lot of coins and trading pairs, all with competitive fees. Security is taken very seriously too, with proof of reserves and a protection fund, together meaning that you can trade with peace of mind. No other tier 1 exchange protects your security this well. And the coolest thing is that Bitget is moving towards being a universal platform, meaning that you can now trade tokenized US stocks like Apple, Nvidia, right on the blockchain, all by using USDC without needing a traditional broker or even leading the exchange for another platform. And if you're into futures, then Bitget's stock futures let you speculate on price movements with up to 10 times leverage using a composite index of stock tokens. It's super beginner friendly and a perfect way to explore the market. Getting started is super easy. Sign up, do your ID verification, deposit USDT or USDC, and you're ready to trade. By signing up to Bitget, you also have the chance to earn bonuses of up to $6,200. Try Bitget today and get those bonuses. Here's how. Check out the links in the description of this video, but you can sign up to Bitget today using links for global users, for UK users, or this one if you're in mainland Europe. Check out the links in the description of this video. Finally here, at number 4, last but not least on the day, Phantom Wallet. This is, of course, a non-custodial crypto wallet. As you may know, it is by far the most popular wallet in the SOL ecosystem. However, it actually goes quite a bit beyond that because it offers various networks. So things like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Sui, Base, Polygon, and even Monad's testnet. It is considered really as one of the top-notch non-custodial wallets that is currently available in the crypto space. It's got massive user adoption, obviously, and ecosystem positioning. It currently has around 15 million users. These are active monthly users, or actually to rephrase, monthly active users. The acronym there is MAU. Not only that, but it offers a pretty intuitive user interface, a built-in swap, Jupiter, which we talked about earlier, staking, and NFT support. And Solana also has, of course, a pretty impressive NFT ecosystem if that's what you're into. Now, interestingly, Phantom, of course, does not have its own token. However, it recently launched its own dollar-pegged stablecoin. The ticker on that one is CASH, C-A-S-H. And this all came together with a payment super app on Solana. And it makes the wallet a super easy to use payments platform because it bridges cryptocurrency and all kinds of other everyday payments. And this whole expansion into the payments rails is really intensifying the so-called stablecoin wars that are happening, that are being waged on Solana. And it positions Phantom now really as a key player in cryptocurrency, offering real-world spending and a whole bunch of options when it comes to that. By adding new features like the stablecoin, the payments, perps, and staking, Phantom is much more than just a wallet. It is building towards a much broader consumer finance platform. And actually, I would say it's more like a wallet as a hub. So be sure to let me know among these Solana gems that we've covered, which ones do you use? Which one is your favorite? If I missed out on something else within the SOL ecosystem that you feel is itself a bit of a hidden gem, let me know what that is in the comments below. Also, be sure to join our discussions and join us in those discussions on social media, on X, on Discord. You can find those links in the description of this video.